This is not your typical minimal desk setup video. For one thing, there's going to be a lot of unmanaged cables in this setup.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
I know, it should have been a trigger warning. I'm sorry, and I hope you get over it. This setup is where I do all of my work and my video editing. I work full-time in a tech startup, around 3 to 4 days work from home. Other days are in the office, but I do a lot of work from here. And this is also where I script and edit all of my videos. Alright, let's get started. Starting with a desk, this is a generic office desk that I got for free when one of my old jobs was moving offices. So it's fine, beggars can't be choosers. Next is my chair. This is a used office chair that I got from Facebook Marketplace for around $30. It has some level of adjustability, like I can recline the chair, I can tilt the seat, and I can obviously adjust the height, but that's it. It is pretty comfortable though, definitely a lot more comfortable than my old crappy IKEA chair that I had in my last video. My monitor is a 27-inch generic 1080p monitor. This is from Allied. It's an Australian brand that I don't really know much about. Quick confession, this is actually borrowed from my partner's workplace and they haven't taken it back yet. So I've just been using it, otherwise it would have been rotting in our closet. Yeah, 27 inches, 1080p does get a bit pixelated when I'm looking at it very closely. But honestly, I don't really mind, and my computer, which I'll get to later, probably won't run well on anything past 1080p at this point anyway. The monitor sits on a monitor stand that I got from Aldi, Australia. This is a bamboo stand that's surprisingly well built given it's from a supermarket. I like how it has these little grooves so I can store things neatly. Also, when I need some space, let's say for shooting videos or when I need to write anything or sketch anything, I can just slide my keyboard and mouse underneath it. On here, I just have some spare camera lenses, external hard drive, batteries in here for easy access. It also has a slot for my phone, but if I put it there, it blocks everything else, so I just leave it on the side. Now, my keyboard is my most shameless splurge in this setup. I know it's peak hypocrisy as a minimalist, I know. This is a Melgeek Mojo 68 plastic, which I got for myself as a gift for finishing coding bootcamp a few years ago. I think this is over 200 USD, so definitely the most expensive thing I've purchased in a while for my desk setup. It has Gateron yellow switches, and while I haven't gone deep down the rabbit hole of custom mechanical keyboards yet, I still like how this sounds stock. And it served me well ever since. And I just love this look, my god. Yes, it was a moment of weakness, we're all human, but I am very happy with this purchase and I've had this for over a year now. One thing you'll notice is that I do use this on wired mode. I don't know why, but for some reason I just prefer wired stuff, especially if I'm not switching between devices as often. It at least saves me the pain of looking for a separate charger and plugging it to my computer when I run out of battery. And to piss you off even further, my mouse isn't wireless either. I know I gotta hand in my minimalist card now. But otherwise, this perfectly serviceable mouse would have just gone to waste. This is a Razer Death Adder Chroma that I bought in 2016. And it works great still. Again, I don't really run a multi-device setup anymore, so why would I go buy a new mouse just for it to be wireless when this won't even leave my desk anyway? At least I know that if I do get that gaming itch again, I already have a perfectly serviceable gaming mouse on me, right? Now I have a full-size wrist rest here, which I use to keep my wrists healthy, and it's big enough where it can fit both the keyboard and my mouse. This is from a brand called Kensington. I got it from a friend as a gift a few Christmases ago, so thank you, friend. If you're from an older video, by the way, and wondering where my M720 and K780 went, my partner is now using them for work, and they've been great for her. Let's move on to my webcam. My webcam's a Logitech C920 that I got used from eBay for around 50 Australian dollars. So this is what the Logitech C920's webcam looks like and sounds like. I'm just using the native camera app in my PC, and looks and sounds fine, right? Like, it's perfectly serviceable for video calls at work. Pretty good from a webcam that's from 2012. The webcam sits on a Joby GorillaPod 1K stand, which I also use for filming YouTube videos, so it's good that it's multi-purpose. I got this off eBay for $30. My speakers are the cheapest Logitech speakers that you can buy. I got them from a neighbor actually through Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. It gets the job done. I can understand what people say and I can watch videos and listen to music on it. I am not an audiophile at all if it wasn't obvious. I also like the black and white look, very stylish for me. The only annoying thing about these speakers is that there's no audio out if I did want to plug in headphones, but I haven't actually needed to plug in headphones ever since I've been on this setup. My microphone's still the same mic that I've been using for half a decade now. This is a Samson Meteor microphone. I use this for calls and YouTube voiceovers. I'm actually using it right now for this specific voiceover. And yeah, it's still going strong. I've been tempted sometimes to replace it with something fancier, but honestly, this is fine for me. Because it's been a few years, this is now pretty cheap even if you buy it at full price retail. Desk decoration is pretty light. I have this cute Stormtrooper light that I got from years ago from a store called Typo. Helps make things interesting when I'm shooting videos. I also have this pop vinyl Mewtwo that I got from another Christmas party with friends. And I have a tech deck which I have been trying to get better at. It's one of those things I couldn't afford as a kid, but now that I'm a full-grown adult, I've wanted to revisit this. And I remember why I never got into it, because I suck. I also have this vintage style lamp that I use for accent lighting. Just helps mix things up for my YouTube videos at this point. Now you might be wondering, where is my laptop? Well, I've actually switched back to using a desktop PC, and it sits right here under my desk. Trigger warning, lots of cables. So I've had this PC since 2016, and it still suits all of my needs. It's a pretty vanilla i5 6400 GTX 970 with 16GB of RAM. I'm using this for my day job. I work from home 3 times a week, and I also use this for video editing. And you know what? These specs still hold up for 1080p video editing just fine. This was a decent mid-range PC in 2016, and the only things that I changed from my initial specs were that I added a Wi-Fi Bluetooth card and also 8 more gigabytes of RAM to take it to 16 gigabytes. Everything else is still the same and it's running great. If I do decide that I want to switch to 4K video editing, I'll probably upgrade, but until then, this is perfectly fine for me. And it really breaks a lot of those preconceived notions that PCs don't last as long as Macs. Maybe on a laptop side, that's true, but if you're building your own desktop, this just gives me way more flexibility because I can just upgrade and update parts as they go obsolete or as they break. So that's pretty much it. This is my setup, and I know what you might be thinking. Oh my gosh, it's so basic, or it's so boring, or there's so many cables that are unmanaged. I for one think that setups are a very personal thing, and if it works for what you need, then it works for what you need. Right now, the only things I would probably want to upgrade soon are, well, I don't really have a USB hub, so it's really annoying that I have to duck down under my PC to be able to plug in my SD cards when I need to edit videos. So if you do have a good recommendation for a USB hub that could sit on my desk, maybe under this bamboo riser right here, then let me know down in the comments. I am thinking about upgrading some parts of my PC in the future, but until I actually need to edit 4K, I don't think I'm gonna need to do that anyway, and I think 1080p is fine for now. But otherwise, that's it. If you want to see how much my setup has evolved over the years, I have my old 2021 desk setup right here. So have a look. See ya, bye.